Oh my God, Mr. Falk!
Yes, hello.
Hi. I'm about to pull a U. I'm just making sure on my YouTube thing that I mute the thing. There we go. Okay, now it's muted. Okay, we're
Oh, I've
good.
never done
Alrighty.
that before. What are you talking about?
Oh, really? Really? Okay.
Next, you're gonna say I'm gonna show up to a movie preview unprepared. Oh, wait, that's you.
Excuse me. That is a staple in our movie preview relationship. That is an absolute staple, my friend.
It is. Oh, I
Okay.
don't deny it. I just.
You don't deny it? Okay, I'm just making sure. I'm just making sure.
It is the best running
Okay.
gag.
It is the all-time running gag.
Yes.
Okay, everyone. Okay, so welcome to quite the video, quite the live video. So I guess just quickly, where are you going?
I'm getting the hat.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. Kevin has to get oh wow, look at you looking all dapper, Mr. Falk. Alrighty. So, to get into this, this video is a few days late. I guess to just go, should we just get this story out of the way?
Yeah.
Because like I've heard other people talk about this, and like just to confirm from our end, we'll get the one negative of this whole concert out of the way from the beginning. Oh, okay, listen. MetLife Stadium, very nice venue, but exiting it, dude,
Horrible.
The Weeknd, I think, ended his set at like 10:35
Yeah.
at night. I didn't get back to my hotel until 1:15 a.m.
Yeah, it was an
was like,
absolute nightmare. Like by
and
no exaggeration.
yeah, and the funniest part is my hotel was 4 minutes away from MetLife.
But the
Like,
highway.
yeah, okay. So basically, just to give y'all a rundown. Okay, I promise. Well, we won't talk about this for very long, but just to get this out of the way, I
Okay.
stayed at the Hilton Meadowlands. It's like 4 minutes away from MetLife. But when I booked that hotel, I did not realize that the only way to get to it is basically by Uber or car because it's on a highway, so you can't walk to it. So I was just clearly it's my fault, so I didn't know that. And so what ended up quickly happening is to explain. Me and Kevin we got out of MetLife like pretty quickly. But like the Uber, the rideshare there was like, and listen, it's like they do the best they can there, but it just was like
Yeah, I
not.
wouldn't
It
I
just
wouldn't say it was their fault. They probably were like inundated with like tons of people
yeah,
that wanted to like get rides, but like
yeah, and the traffic.
there
Whew.
has to be a better system in play because
Oh
let's
no,
be
I
real.
agree. I agree.
This is MetLife fucking stadium. They have so
Hmm.
many like crazy events like this happen constantly. And the fact
Yeah,
that they didn't know how to like control this one and like
yeah.
I
It,
just
it it was bad. It was really bad. And it did not help that Kevin's phone died. And that my
I'm
phone.
sorry. Okay. Let me say something about that real quick. This is a lesson to all of y'all listening. Any of you that have girlfriends that are out there, if your or significant other, of any kind, if your significant other tells you before you leave the house to bring a portable charger, you bring that fucking portable charger because maybe one day you'll be meeting up with a friend that you haven't seen for a little bit in person, and your phone is just gonna die like right before the concert starts, and you have to use their fucking phone for all the footage and drain their battery.
Your phone died before the Weekend even came on.
Literally,
Like it
literally.
was bad, and my phone was at 96% when I left my hotel. At the end of the weekend, so my phone was at 9%. Okay, and the only reason it was at 9% is because this dude right here didn't listen to his girlfriend Allie. Shout out to Allie, and did not bring his charger. So he used my phone to film the concert, and
I,
it was just
I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't know you.
it was just dead. So basically, what ended up happening is we basically were stranded in New Jersey for a bit. We ended up getting back to the hotel, so that's like the only
It was
negative we have
great.
about the whole concert. But let's just get into the actual show. So basically,
We
that's why
got on
the
a
few days
fucking train and we got back to the hotel.
we did. Shout out to Secaucus.
Yes.
Okay, so basically, that's the reason why this video was a few days late because we're gonna film it at my hotel room, and then Kevin's gonna go back to his house after. But like, it was just like like by the time we got, it was like one. I was so
We
drained.
were
I was.
exhausted. We were.
It was the most like listen like I guess I told us the concert. This was the most emotionally intense night of my whole life, which I think people who have watched my weekend reactions are not surprised by. But
Oh
like
yeah.
it was a lot. Okay, so I guess just to get into it finally.
Yeah.
Everyone, here we go. This is the concert review with Kevin Fall, because I saw this concert with him. Unfortunately, I saw it with him. For the Weeknd's After Hours Till Dawn tour, the MetLife Stadium show. Okay. So first of all, before we get into this, and turn your phone off, God damn it, Kevin.
Speaking
Before
of
we
said
get,
girlfriend, she's texting me right now because she's on her
oh,
break.
okay, I'm so sorry. So before we get into, I guess, the details of the concert, just to kind of set up the emotion that's at play here. This was both of our first times seeing the
Yes.
Weeknd live. It was my first time seeing the Weeknd live. I tried to see the Weeknd on the Madness tour in 2015, but I was really, really young, so I was not going to go to that. And I tried to see him 2 times on the Starboy tour, and both times, I'm just going to keep it blunt, I could not afford it. So I
I
did not
remember
go.
that. I remember how much like you wanted that, and you were just like, "This is not possible."
Yeah, no, and it was really sad too because again, not to like to dwell on it too much, but specifically the Boston date on phase 2 of the Starboy tour, because he didn't go to Boston for phase 1, he went to Connecticut for phase 1. I was like gonna buy tickets, and then at the last minute, I couldn't go because of something that happened. So it's I've been waiting. I've been waiting a very long time, and everyone I think knows by now how I feel about the Weeknd. And so yeah, no, so here we are. We're finally here. Talking about
Yes.
how I finally seen him live. Okay, so I mean, I guess I'll ask you first. So thank you to anyone who's watching this live. We figured we'd do this live just because so I don't have to edit this whole thing because this is gonna be a very long discussion probably.
Yeah, and this was
And
originally
so
supposed to be live anyway. Like it was gonna be very like just like very raw, very like fresh out of the concert. Now it's kind of like
yeah,
we've had a few days to process everything. So
absolutely. So, Mr. Falk, going
yes.
into this concert because this was like basically your first concert, like in general.
Yeah, so
Um,
I so yeah, in terms of concerts, I've seen 2 concerts before. I would not call them like legitimate concerts. The first concert I saw, I remember I was like, what was I like? I was like fucking 7 or 8 or 9 or some shit. I was watching TV. There was an ad for this concert. It was gonna be like Ali and AJ, Corbin Blue, Drake Bell, and Bianca Ryan from America's Got Talent. And it was at Hershey Park. And I was like, that'd be cool to go to. So my parents got me tickets to that, and we saw that. It was fun, I guess. I have an autographed CD from Ali and AJ still to this day, so I guess that's kind of cool. The only other legitimate concert, I wouldn't even call it legitimate. It was literally just the Jonas Brothers performing at my mall for like an hour. So those are the only 2 concerts I've seen.
I think those
like,
both count.
those are only 2 like concerts I've seen like prior to this, and it had been a minute since I'd seen an actual concert. So there were a lot of things that I just wasn't fully prepared for. Just how hype this was going to be, how insane the crowd was going to be, how unceremoniously they start their sets. I said to Violet, "What? They don't introduce these people?" Violet's like, "That's not how concerts work,
No, they
Kevin."
don't do that, Kevin, at concerts. They literally dim the lights if there's lights to be dimmed, and they show up. That's how concerts work,
I
Kevin.
thought it was like a performance where they're like, "Ladies and gentlemen, the Weeknd."
No, Kevin, that is not that is not how. At least you know now that's not how it works.
Listen, you're talking to a theater kid, so.
Oh God,
But
yeah, that's true. That's a
but
good
yeah,
point. Yeah.
this was my first legitimate concert, and to be honest with you, I can't think of a better first concert to go to. This was fucking amazing. This was pretty much everything that I really wanted to be. There were a couple songs that I would have liked to see in there, but I think for what this was and how long we had to waited for it, because Violet will tell you, we talked about this for a long fucking time. Like what? Since like fucking 2020? Like we have been talking about this concert for a long time now.
I mean, it was like so me and Kevin have met up 2 times before this, but both like down here where I live in Massachusetts, and we always were saying how whenever the Weeknd tours again, I will finally come down to New York, New Jersey, because that's where Kevin lives. To finally meet up with him down there. So in 2020, when the original After Hours tour got announced in, what was it, February of that year, we made plans to it was like I was gonna go to the Connecticut show with Film Fan 599.
Yes.
And then I was gonna go with you to the Madison Square Garden one, I believe.
Right.
And then I was gonna go with my mom to do like TD Garden. I was really, really planning it out. And I had like all like the finances in place to do that, and like it was like, gonna happen. And then obviously the pandemic happened, and so it delayed the whole tour by like a year or so. And then that tour ended up then getting delayed to like the winter of this year when the Super Bowl performance happened, which I was like, when that happened, I was like, okay, like I guess that makes sense, but okay, as long as this tour happens. And then of course, we all got the news in October last year that the whole After Hours tour was canceled. For now a new tour called After Hours Till Dawn, and now it's gonna be in stadiums, and he's no longer doing arenas.
Yes.
And I never
which is like your favorite place to like see concerts, right? Is like stadiums.
No. So okay, so I've never talked about this publicly, besides Reddit a few times. But I will admit, not to ruin my thoughts on the show, but I really feel like collectively, I know a lot of Weeknd fans feel like this, but one of like the big what ifs we're always going to have is what would have the After Hours tour just for After Hours been like? Because it had so much hype of like the production. I was going to have the most LED lights and stage lights ever for an arena show, like all this stuff, and it was After Hours themed and all this stuff. And like, I'm not going to lie, it is a bummer that we're never going to get at just the After Hours tour, because like I will admit, I don't know how others feel about this show, because like I feel like tried their best to make it visually like After Hours and Dawn FM with like the city,
like the moon and shit.
Yeah, like that's like After Hours, but then like like they have like the dancers that are from like the Sacrifice and Dawn FM experience, like they're trying to incorporate that both together. But I'm gonna be honest, this show feels way more like a Dawn FM show than an After Hours show, honestly.
Definitely.
Like in my opinion, at least.
Which I mean, it makes sense.
It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Y'all know this. I love Dawn FM. But I will admit, I am still a little bit, and I know some people may be saying I'm ungrateful because I went to the show. If you want to say that, go ahead. But like, I will admit, I'm gonna always be a little bit bummed we did not get just the After Hours tour itself.
Yeah.
Also because like it's a little bit of like a weird thing, but I love arenas. Like I love the feel of them. I love the design of them. And listen, nothing against like stadiums and stuff, but I just prefer an arena over a stadium. And it's cool the Weeknd can do stadiums, obviously, because he's my favorite artist of all time, but it was just a little bit of like a bummer. So, he announces this whole thing. Tickets officially gets announced. It was
the only way you were gonna get me in a stadium, so I was fine with it.
I mean, listen, that's valid. That's valid. Tickets for this went on sale in February when it got announced finally. February with Doja Cat originally as the opener. Unfortunately, she had to drop out. It's a complicated situation, but hopefully she's recovering okay.
Now battling Noah Schnapp.
Yes. Anyways, so we're now here at the concert. So I mean, like, I'm just trying to think like where do we start with like the day? Like, so basically we'll just like kind of quickly get through this. So me and Kevin get to MetLife, and we end up going to the gate that we were to enter, which was like the SAP gate, whatever it's called. Yeah. And we're standing there with like a bunch of like our fans who are waiting, and we get in like the line traditionally, the formal line forms, and we're like really like good place in line. So just like set it up. So like I have like this is the way I'm gonna say this is so funny, but I have anxiety, and so like I was like really anxious.
Really,
the whole day. And listen, I just wanted to say, because I've already done this like personally, but I'd like to apologize to Mr. Falk here, because like the whole day I was like on the verge of crying every single second.
Oh,
Like
very much so.
I was so anxious like the whole day, and it did not help. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, I'm saying this in a cute, funny way. I'm not saying this like in a serious way, but it did not help when we're standing in line. All of a sudden, we're standing there and we just hear, "I was born." I was like, "What the fuck is
I
going on?"
know.
And the Weeknd's doing his sound check, and I was like, "Oh my!"
That was
heaven.
really cool, and we were like really
Yeah.
close to it too. So like we heard
Yeah,
it
like it was
very,
like crazy.
clearly.
It was so crazy. Like
Yeah.
we heard like I can never why I always struggle to say his name. Kate Trinata. There we go. We knew his sound check. It was sounding great. Mike Dean
He was
is
great. I've never heard him before, but I felt like he worked the crowd really well. I love when he was like, "You here for the weekend? Well, you're gonna enjoy this shit first."
Exactly. The funny part is he said like the Weeknd fucks with this too, so better fuck with this. And I was
Yeah,
like,
he did say that.
So yeah, no, but yeah, no, so like when that happened, I was like, oh my god, the Weeknd.
Yeah, we were in disbelief like the entire time.
I was just like, oh my god, like that is the Weeknd singing right now. And his soundtrack was like 2 minutes, like it was like Sacrifice. Then I think it was Heartless, and no, it was Often Then Heartless, and that was it. But it was like parts of it, so it was just like a quick sound check. But it was lovely. And so yeah, no, so anyway, so we get up to the gate, and we go for the whole process, security check, and then we're inside MetLife Stadium. Which is a very interesting stadium. It's designed.
Huge.
It's huge. Obviously, it's huge. It's designed in an interesting way. It's interesting. For some reason, the section next to us had cushions on the seats, but ours didn't have cushions.
I didn't even notice that. What?
I know, it's an interesting stadium. I mean, listen, their sound there, like their sound system is great. It's really good.
Very crisp.
Yeah, but it's an interesting stadium. But so what ends up happening is we get inside the stadium. I know people are probably like, can you talk about the concert? I promise to get the actual concert soon. But to talk about this,
the experience is just as important, okay?
I know, but like every time I've done like reviews of going to like live events, everyone is like, oh my god, she takes so long to get to the actual show. It's like I privated this video, but I did I saw John Mulaney live last year. I did a video about seeing John Mulaney live, and half the comments are like, oh my god, can you just get to talking about John Mulaney? Like no one cares about how you got like his $40 t-shirt. It's
I personally enjoy the build-up, so I am not those people.
Thank you. I'm just joking about that because I understand. But I guess to talk about this quickly. So we'll talk about merch quickly. So Kevin is wearing all of the merch. Well, actually, most of the merch he got because so I'll talk about that later. So
yeah, you still gotta send me something.
I know I do. It was my bad. We were exhausted. I was not thinking. Okay.
I know. I wasn't either.
So what happened is there were like booths outside the stadium. I knew this because of the Philadelphia show. But they had like Dawn FM, like the After Us Till Dawn FM like merch like outside. They didn't have all of it, but they had like these like merch booths outside. And so Kevin got his t-shirt there, the t-shirt that he's wearing, which has like the tour poster on it.
Meanwhile, Violet's like, this merch sucks.
Okay, we'll get to that. We will get to that. All of my friends have been making fun of me for that, which is valid, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So, and then we get inside the venue, and literally right where our section was, they had a merch table there. Like, I was like, this is great. Because like the only thing I thought I was gonna get, and I will show it to you. If I can unfold it, it's all folded. Sorry, give me a second. Well, actually, Kevin, talk about the hat you got quickly. I mean, because you also got. So, talk about the merch you got, I guess.
I pretty much thought that I was done when it came to the t-shirt. I really like the t-shirt a lot. I've never had a concert shirt before. I like that it said like, like the dates and everything like that. I was using it as a way to like, when Violet's like, I wonder if the Weeknd's gonna go in other places within America, and I was like, well, I think he's going here and here.
You don't understand the point I'm trying to make there. The point is like this first leg of the tour is in what, like 12 cities or whatever, something like that. It's like
I don't know. Let's see. Count how many cities.
Oh my god, Kevin! It's not the point I'm trying to make. Like, is he gonna do the second? Like, is he gonna do more U.S. states, or is he gonna go to like Europe or like something like that? So, anyways, Anyways, so anyways.
But no, I liked the shirt a lot. And then as we were getting in there, so I thought it was pretty much done. I was like, I don't like many hats. I'm not someone that wears hats. Violet knows this, but this hat is really fucking cool. Like, it's got the tour logo on it. It's like really comfy. I'm like, you know what? I'd like to wear this hat like at the concert. So I got the hat and I actually like it a lot. I feel like I'm going to Florida next week with my girlfriend, which fun fact about that, that was supposed to be literally Monday. So my original plan for this was that I was going to go from a concert and then go directly to on a fucking vacation with my girlfriend because we're fucking crazy. Yeah, so I'm probably going to end up wearing this there. It's a really nice hat, and it's probably one that I'll be wearing quite a bit. So yeah, I enjoy it quite a lot.
That is
so get your hat wherever hats are sold, even though you can't.
Yeah, so I'm glad you got merch you like. So okay, yes. So now it's time for the Violet roast. Okay, so when I saw the merch from the Philadelphia show, I literally messaged all my friends being like, "This merch sucks. I hate it. I don't like it. Lol, I'm so sad." And so like I was like, I didn't say that, but I was just like, I'm not like crazy about it. And then of course I go to the show and yeah, so here's what I got. So I knew I was at least gonna get this because I saw they had this for the Philly show, and I was like, oh, that's so adorable, and I love it. And I was kind of hoping you'd do something like this. So they are doing like custom shirts for each show with the Starry Eyes Mike Dean remix artwork. So I got the one for New York. Really cool. This is more commemorative. I did wear this out the other night, but it's probably more just like commemorative stuff. But then this design, I don't even. This might have been like the one merch design that when I was looking at all that online, I just somehow like don't remember seeing. I probably saw it, I just didn't realize it. But this long sleeve. Listen, I don't know what it was, but when I saw this inside, I was like, I really like that design. Like, I really like it. They have this in white too, but I think the black contrasts better.
So here's the thing, though. I will say, you should have waited till we left when the guy was like, "T-shirts, get your T-shirts."
That's all like the bootleg fake merch, which honestly, like, it kind of looked nice though. I can't lie. Nice. Yeah, no. So I got that, and then the sad part, and I hope. Okay, I just want to say, I hope how I explain this situation is not cringy. It's kind of hard. I'm a cringy person. Yeah, it probably will be because I'm naturally like an intense emotional person. But so they have these like keychain lanyard things. They have two of them. They have like an EXO one. They have like a Dawn FM like radio station logo thing, which they're real cool. So I got the XO one. No, so I was remind you, these are they're $40 each. So I was like, okay, these are like expensive. I was
that's when you know you're at like a legitimate concert is when you look at the prices on these things.
Yeah, no, the merch is pricey. Just to warn people if you haven't gone, it's pricey.
I will say, according to my dad, is normal like prices for concerts because I used to go to like a bunch of like these live shows when I was a little kid.
Yeah,
and he was talking to me about how like the amount of money that he and my mom would like spend on like merch and shit, like just from like those concerts, was a lot. So it's normal.
I sort of agree. If I wasn't so into the Weeknd and like I didn't love him as much as I do, like these merch prices are ridiculous to me. Like it's $70 for that long sleeve. Like
the Wiggles were around the same price. Just remember that.
Okay, but that's different. Okay, so that's the Wiggles. That's justified. But this like keychain lantern thing was like $30, whatever. And I really liked I still like how it looks. So I buy it. So we get to our seats and I'm looking at it and then I'm like feeling it and I was like, this feels interesting. And then I look at the back of it and it's made out of Roots leather. And I know a lot of people, and I'm really trying to say this in the least cringy way possible, but I'm vegan. I can't use that. Like I can't. Like I just can't. So I am gonna give it to Kevin, and I was supposed to give it to him at the end of the night because it was in my purse, and then I completely forgot to give it to him. Like I literally got back to my hotel and I was like, oh wait, I still have this like keychain lanyard thing. I don't know what it's like a keychain.
I will be honest with you, I completely forgot about it. Like I got home and I was like, oh yeah, the keychain.
Yeah, whatever. I think it's a keychain, whatever it is. So you will get that soon. But it's a cool item. It's just for me. Like I I can't do it. So anyway, so
I will say though, it's not as good as my other keychain, which is missing the keychain
here we
because it
go.
always comes
Yeah.
off.
His what happened to his lens?
It came off.
Ah, gosh. Anyways,
I've had this since 2020.
I know. I literally bought that for you.
I know that.
Anyways, this is me and Kevin's relationship. We would just yell at each other all the time. Even during the concert, we did not
literally.
Yeah. So anyway, so to finally get into the concert,
and how I never shut up when we were like walking to places. You're like, Kevin, stop talking.
Because I was so stressed, and you were anyway. So anyways, to finally get to the concert, everyone's like, finally, you're getting to the goddamn concert. So okay, so I guess we'll quickly go for the openers. I'll get into the openers more when I'm talking about this concert by myself soon. But Mike Dean and Kate Tronada were both fantastic in my opinion. I've been a fan of both. I've been a fan, especially Mike Dean. I've always loved Mike Dean because of his work with Kanye and Travis Scott. And his mixing ability.
I hadn't heard of either of them prior to this, and then Violet explained to me like the notoriety that like Mike Dean has, and I was like, oh, that's actually really cool. And like getting to see him live, like it was really great. Like the sound was like the synth and things like that. It was like booming throughout the entire room. It was so like it was a crazy experience.
His equipment is so good.
This was the only time the earplugs were effective. Was when Mike Dean came out.
Yeah, no. And so, you know, it was really great. I love Mike Dean a lot, and hearing a Starry Eyes remix live was gorgeous.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, no, and he kind of like did like a little bit of like different like melodies with it and like stuff like that too. It was great. And then Kate Tronada, which I was so excited to see him live, was amazing. Absolutely incredible. He's obviously one of the most important electronic artists of the last decade or so, and just seeing him live,
funk stuff he did was like crazy.
Oh my god, yeah, and the visuals, like with like that, like it was so gorgeous. Like, and he was great live. I love his personality. It was hilarious because throughout the show he kept being like, "What's up, Phil? Oh, sorry, new." Like he kept thinking he was Philadelphia.
Yeah, he did keep doing that.
Yeah,
I think the Weeknd did that a couple times too.
I'm not sure about that. So yeah, no, so it was just great. Again, I'll get into more of that with when I talk about this on my own. Well, again, y'all will see what I mean by that soon. Yeah, no, so I guess to just get into it, Mr. Falk.
Yes.
So right at 9:00 when the Weeknd was scheduled to come on, the lights dimmed and we got the Idol trailer!
Lightning storm.
Okay, we'll talk about that soon. We got the Idol trailer!
Yes.
Oh my god! Okay, so, like, the Weeknd, like, tweeted at, like, I think it was, like, 6:00 or something the night, being like, MetLife, New Jersey, New York, I got a special surprise for you before I come on stage. And we were all like, it's the Idol trailer, isn't it? And he kept retweeting stuff with the Idol, and we're like, it's the Idol trailer, baby. Which me and Kevin have been waiting for. And also, I guess announcement. Oh my god, Kevin, are we for an announcement? I haven't told you we're announcing this, but I don't think care. But when the Idol comes out, guess who is going to review every single episode with me on my? I'm forcing you to do it on my channel, by the way, Kevin Lowell. Are you? I'm joking. We can do it on both of us. But is everyone excited? Okay, I'm just joking. But like,
I'm very excited. You know what? Maybe we should just like, you know, what we should do. I think it'd be cool. We'll upload them on both our channels, and they can see the video on like both channels. Like it'll be the same video, just like you know.
We can stream it live on the channels too. Both of them.
We'll do that.
So we're gonna review all the Idol ticket when it comes out. We've been planning that for like months now. So we were like, this is awesome. We had to see like the premiere of the trailer. And personally, I think it looks really great. I'm excited. But Kevin, who has seen a lot, like basically like way more, Sam Levinson stuff than me. Like, what do you think?
I'm definitely excited for it. We've talked about this. I have my worries. I definitely do. I think it's pretty safe to say it's been through production hell. Because there was supposed to be Amy Seimetz, I think her name was. She was supposed to like helm the series. And something ended up happening where the Weeknd didn't really like her vision and he wanted to have like more control and whatnot. And so
No, it was like, it wasn't just specifically her. I don't think it's fair to say that. It, like, from what was reported, he didn't like how the show, this is apparently was reported, everyone. I'm just saying it was reported. Like it was reported that he did not like that the show had too much of like a female perspective, and that it wasn't equal between his character and Lily Rose Depp's character.
Yeah, which is
And you
fair.
want,
Which is fair.
yeah. So we'll have to see how the show is when it comes out. But like we've been kind of concerned since that, because having to go back and reshoot most of your show is horrible.
And having a whole new person at
Yeah.
the helm who was like
Yeah,
really
like,
just
it's
supposed
not-
to
it's
like
very-
co-write.
Yeah, it's very concerning. But the trailer looks pretty great. I mean, it's just a teaser, but it looks pretty great.
Yeah,
I love the
it
feel of
does
it,
look
of the vibe.
it does look really great. I like what the show is saying. It seems like about like fame and things like that. The whole cult aspect. It seems like it's going to go in some pretty fucked up directions, and I'm just really interested in seeing how that's going to be. The relation between Lily Rose Depp and like The Weeknd, I'm already like super invested in just from the trailer. So I have a lot of anticipation for it. Just the fact that like he's getting to make this show, and that, you know, he's going to have a really large role in it. That's really what is like exciting to me. And so I just hope for his sake alone, it ends up really paying off. Sam Levinson, I do really like him as a creator. I know some people are not really big fans of him these days. Some people like to compare him to Ryan Murphy. I don't really understand it. But I think that Levinson is at his best when he has somebody else like working alongside him. And so The Weeknd, I think, has a pretty big like voice in the show, pretty big influence. And so maybe having him, you know, at his side, kind of like letting him know what he wants him to do, maybe that will help him like kind of pull back a bit and not do what he did with Euphoria this season, and just kind of like let loose and not have as firm of a grasp as what he really wants to do. But yeah, overall, I'm excited. We're probably going to get it this fall. They didn't get a release date. I will say, I probably annoyed the fuck out of Violet with this, because when the trailer ended, I was like, release date! Give us a release date!
They literally finished filming it like the day before. like the day before.
Somebody filmed them watching the trailer, and I specifically watched the end to see if I was loud enough to where you could hear me, and I did not hear myself.
If they were in the same section, then maybe. Quickly, just to address this, because we got a comment from NYC Sneakerhead. Thoughts on the merch on the tour? We talked, I think, like 10 minutes ago or so about the merch that we got. I would say overall, just to repeat again, just to answer your question. My thoughts on the merch. I think the merch overall is okay. I think it's okay. I think it's too expensive, but I fully will admit I'm a bit of a hypocrite, because like I did get some of the merch, but if it wasn't like Weeknd merch, like I would not have gotten it. So yeah, that, I mean, I just feel like the designs are all like they're just a bit too like similar to each other. Like I love all this artwork and stuff, but I don't know, it's a little bit like too like I don't want to say like boring. It's just a little bit too like what's the word? Would I ever be like samey? What's that kind of word, Kevin? Like things are really similar to each other. Like
samey?
What's like a is that what the word is?
Yeah.
I think that's the right way to describe it. So I think the merch is okay. But thank you for asking our thoughts on it. So the Idol trailer was great. I was excited to get to see that. And so now, anyway, so finally get into it. Okay, so the concert. Okay, so I don't know. So,
I go real quick though? I will say, just getting to see that trailer like before everyone else, I think was really just an example of just like how fucking special of a tour that this really was. It's like, oh my god, we're actually here. We're getting to see this trailer before like everybody else does. Like, this is really cool. It just it made us realize like just how this really was like one of the biggest sections of his tour, and it was just really cool that we were able to be there for it.
Exactly. So yeah, no, okay. So I totally agree with you. So okay, so for the so do you want to like talk about like every song? I mean, how do you want to talk about the Weeknd set?
It's entirely up to you. I mean, we can break down some things. I would really just, I mean, I'm not going to fixate on too many of them, because I don't have so much to say about some of them, but some of them I do have a lot to say. So
yeah, that's what. Okay, so we'll just want to go for it. So, so the Weeknd comes on stage right after the Idol show. So I already had, I watched the Alone Again performance at Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Before I went to our show. And so I kind of knew how it started with like the bass and the lights and like the dancers coming out on stage. And the weekend. So okay, so just first of all, I just want to say this first of all because the dancers, like the women in like the cloaks and stuff from like the obviously they're from like the Sacrifice video and the Dawn FM experience, but they looked stunning. Like I know like they're all like in the like just like the aura of them and the way they moved was so pretty and like I loved the feel of it. And yeah, like maybe they are kind of creepy, but like I love that kind of stuff as Kevin knows. And
Oh
so
yeah.
I thought it was lovely. Um
Yeah, it was very so it was very similar to what he did for like the Super Bowl performance, but it was a little bit more like I would say pronounced here, like not as big of a not as big of a budget as he had for like the Super Bowl one where like he went into like that one like area where it was like all yellow and things like that. People were like memeing it up on Twitter, but he kind of carried that over here and it was really cool the way that he kept incorporating like those dancers into pretty much everything.
Yeah, no, it was great and like the choreography of it was great. Where they'd be like and the cool thing too that I really liked about having the dancers and stuff too was because it's a massive stage. You have the main stage with like the city backdrop and like the big screen, and then you have like the runway, the
Yeah.
circle runway, and then it goes to like this like sort of like I forget I forget my shape names, but or like the moon is and stuff. Like they would be like dancing on there while the weekend wasn't there, and then sometimes like
Yeah,
be with the
yeah.
weekend when it is again. I thought that was lovely.
Yeah, there were
Just
like
get
there was like three like sections. It was really cool.
yeah, no, just to, like get everyone involved. I thought
Yeah.
it was just really well designed and choreographed. And just in terms of like the production aspect, because this is like more what I got. If people don't know, like this is really random, but like my main like dream things are like besides being like into like doing like something like creative like in the arts and stuff. I want to design like stages and stuff for stuff like
Yeah.
this. Like I've always loved that, and so I agree with you. Like hit the stage designs for this is amazing.
Oh yeah.
The like the buildings and stuff, and also I haven't seen many people point this out, and I don't know if you noticed this, but they like burn down during the hills. Like they do like pyro
Yeah.
like through the and like they start like burning down and stuff. So they must have made like them for like every show, I guess.
Yeah,
Which
yeah. And like I
which
can't
is
imagine
yeah.
how much work goes into like, having to like
Yeah.
replicate all of that like every single
I
weekend and whatnot. Pun
yeah,
intended. Um
yeah, no, it's lovely.
Also, I do want to say, and Violet can attest this, I did not know about the fucking moon in the beginning. I did not know how the
Yeah, you
concert
were
was,
lucky.
was going to start. And like getting to see that, I was like, because when they first showed it, it was like completely deflated. I was like, wait, what is this? And as it was rising, I was like, this looks really cool. And
Mhm,
actually getting to see like, the opening set and things like that. I mean, it really just kind of like set the
mhm.
stage for what was a tremendous experience overall.
No, totally, I totally agree. And so I guess just to really get into it, so Alone Again is the opener for this tour.
Yes.
And the weekend comes up on this little platform in the city with the mask on and the trench coat and
Yes.
oh my god. It like dude, like it was like I like it is such a amazing opener. Like it was just so
Oh
great.
yeah.
And then when like in the song, the part of the song, like like in Vegas, I feel so at home. He for every city, it seems like he's gonna like do like a cutout, and for like the C was like at MetLife, and I was like, yeah,
Yes.
go. It was so sick. I was like that's amazing. It's perfect.
Yeah.
And just the rising sim chords and just like the ambiance of it and the lighting, everything was flashing. Like I was like, this is unbelievable. And it didn't feel like it felt like it didn't feel like rushed out either. Like it's not like the tone of it
No.
with like the bass line and just like all that. And then like he comes out on stage and it was so gorgeous and like oh so good. And then like and then for there's like probably like a minute break where like it's just like the Simpsons stuff, and then like he walks on a stage in the same outfit, like on the main stage,
There
and
were
then the
points where I thought we were gonna have like an intermission because it took a while to like transition into like the next song.
yeah, no, and like I was like, this is yeah, it was great. And then he comes out on stage with like his mic stand, and dude, it was crazy because like we're just standing there and we're just like listening to the Sims, and then the next thing you know, the beat for Gasoline just hits, and
Yeah.
I was like, let's go, because Gasoline. I've told Kevin this. It is not my favorite song on Dawn FM, But I think if we're gonna like, if I'm gonna go into the whole like, what is like his best song in terms of just like all in it around, I think it's up there. I think the After Hours title track, which we will get to that, is his best song. But like, Gasoline is up there for me, honestly. Like it just so like that, just hearing and dude, like just like the OPN production and just all, oh my god, dude, it was so good live. And the one thing though that me and Kevin, and listen, y'all know I love the Weeknd below. Let's keep it real. I was concerned about is if y'all saw the videos of him performing this song in Philadelphia. I was kind of concerned. I was like, because he kept like forgetting the lyrics.
Yeah.
It seemed like he was off key. I was like, I've never seen the Weeknd like that before. I've never seen him like that before, so I was really worried. But so what he ended up, what it seems like he's now doing is they changed the key of the song.
Yeah.
So he still sings like
He's
the
like
verse.
rapping it.
He's not. It's just like the way that he sings it, like that type of like singing is like it's a bit more like spokeny, like softy. I don't know how to
It's like
describe
it's
it, but
5 a.m. my time again.
yeah, because that's like it's inspired by like that sort of like punky, electronic-y, like 80s style like stuff in a way. And so so he like changes like the key of it, but it's still like a little bit like down like his octave range, but it's not like at all like how it is in the Don FM Experience or on the album where like it's completely like down the octave, but it still sounds really great. Then in the chorus it hits and it was so gorgeous live. I mean, it was great. You have any thoughts on it quickly you want to say?
Oh, it was really just like you said. I thought it was a really strong opener for sure. Getting to pair both of those songs together, it was a really good way of showing like this is a tour for both After Hours and Dawn FM, more Dawn FM than After Hours. But I think it was a good way of showing like I'm still gonna try to incorporate as much from After Hours as possible in here, so it still feels like I'm kind of making up for what you didn't get previously. And so I thought that was really good. And then jumping into your point with Gasoline, you know, something that I talked to you about, like after the concert ended in the midst of all our hysterics that are going on, because of, how fucking horrible it was to get out of that stadium, in the midst of all of that. You know, I kind of talked about how it seemed like something that he did really well with this concert is he recognized very early on, like what didn't work last time. You know, I did a really good job at Philly, but what are some things I can improve upon? I think Gasoline was like the major one. It's like, I don't sound great vocally. How can I make myself sound better? And he absolutely did that. I think changing the key and things like that, it just worked a lot better live, because there are some songs where like, they just don't work as well live. And I think the Weeknd recognized that. He's like, the way I do this normally, I can't do it when I sing this live. And this is how I got to perform it. And it worked out. It was a very good performance.
No, absolutely. It was great. And so then, like I kind of count that like both as like the opener. So then we get into
I would too.
Yeah, and then we get into, oh my god, y'all, we get into the Swedish House Mafia version of Sacrifice. Oh my god, dude, it is so good live. And honestly, I'm happy he's doing that version on this tour still, because I love the original. But I think, and I don't know how other people feel, but I feel like in terms of live performance, I think the Swedish House Mafia version works better live.
Yeah, it feels a lot grander. It feels a lot grander.
Yeah, I think it works better in just terms of a live setting. And it was great live. I love that song so much lyrically. I love that song. It just was so, it just has like that Swedish House Mafia like darkness to it, and like that edge to it, and like that sort of like sleekness to it. It was so, and it just was hearing it live was so great, and he sounded great during it. And after Gasoline, also, what do you think about the outfit with the mask and stuff that's inspired by like the videos happening recently for the album, and like the trend? Did you like the whole outfit?
It was really cool. Like he definitely had like a story of sorts going on the entire time, and that's something I really liked.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I've always enjoyed how the Weeknd goes for like these really like abstract, you know, crazy elements, and I thought it was cool that he really like tied that in here.
No, absolutely. And so after Gasoline, he like went behind like the stage critic, took the mask off, and then Sacrifice happened. And so, and I kind of already knew about this, because like I heard like it was pretty similar to like how Coachella was, because Coachella, when he was with Swedish Mafia, he opened up with the remix and then went to How to Make You Love Me. So it was like the same thing for this, dude. Okay, so How to Make You Love Me. Oh my god. Okay, so if people don't know this, that's my favorite song from Dawn FM. It's become like a top 5 Weeknd song for me. And like this was like the moment I was waiting for. Like, because that song is a fucking masterpiece. Like it is. That song has no business being as good as it is. Like it is so good. And so that song comes on, and the way it transitions is so smooth. And the Weeknd posted a video of it on his Instagram and Twitter today. But like he did the whole like left side, right side thing, and when that beat drops, dude, and the lights. Oh my god, I went insane. I was like jumping so up and down. I apologized to the woman that was next to me. And like I was going so crazy. I love that song so much. The synth chords in that song live are so good, and the beat so great. And just hearing that live was like the moment where I was like, yeah, like we are here. Like it was so great. Any thoughts on that before we get into Can't Feel My Face?
Yeah, it was really great. Definitely a song that I definitely enjoy quite a bit. Not quite as much as you, but I still really do like that song.
Yeah, no. It's a little bit more of like an underrated one from the album. But that song to me, it's just like that's such like a me song.
That's like me with Best Friends. That's a song, and Violet can attest to this. I did not like that song at all at first. I thought the lyrics were fucking terrible, but now it's like I listen to that and it's like this is a vibe.
Yeah, that song I always was like Best Friends. I was like, okay, this is fine. But when I heard the vinyl for Donathan, I'm like, this is actually a pretty good song. Because the way it's mixed to the vinyl is so good.
It's one of my most listened to on that album now. I constantly find myself going back to it.
I mean, that's solid. And so yeah, so it was just like the overwhelming feeling of euphoria I experienced in that moment was just it was so amazing.
It was great.
Yeah, and so from here we'll kind of go through like not like the motions of the set list, but we're not gonna get into like every single song moving here on from here. But Can't Feel My Face, the way it transitions, it's the same thing he did at Coachella.
Yes.
Amazing transition. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous, and that's when he kind of moves like the circle stage and just like the feeling of just like, and like, you know, obviously it's one of those popular songs to everyone in there like knew the song. You know, and
I will say. The one constant of this concert is me realizing, oh my god, there are all these Weeknd songs I love that I don't know the lyrics to. So,
and then you have me who knew the lyrics to every single song.
Yeah, so you have me recording something and then stopping it because I'm like, I don't want people to know that I don't know the lyrics to this.
Oh god, yeah, that's like I did not post my video of because I filmed a little bit of How to Make You Love Me. I did not post it because. I y'all don't want to hear how I sound in that. Like it's bad. Like, no, it's not even that. Like I am just like I'm yelping the lyrics. Like because like that song lyrically is such like I relate to. I don't care. I relate to that song so much, and the production is such like. It's so me. Like no, maybe I'll post it over time. But Can't Find My Face Live was so good. Yeah, no, so I guess moving on from here. The next thing that I personally can remember, and I know I'm probably forgetting some things, but so one thing I guess we'll start. Well, actually, we'll jump to this because some people probably are surprised we have not mentioned this yet. The rain.
Yes.
So when he was so we knew like we were looking for the day that it was probably gonna rain during his set. And it kept like being like there's gonna be lightning, there's gonna be thunderstorms, and it was just like no, it's just gonna rain where we were.
Yeah.
In Jersey. So we're like, okay, cool. And my mom texted me like it's probably gonna rain like 25 like or 30 minutes into his set. Or like 20-ish minutes. So I was like, thanks, Mom. Thank you for being our weather person tonight. Yeah. And so yeah.
Back to the news.
Back to the news with my mother. And so so I was like, okay. And so if I'm correct, it started raining when he started performing Kissland, the title.
Yeah, it did.
Which was obviously, as y'all know, like the perfect song to start doing that for. And also, I will say, the lighting and the screen with like the building
Yeah, it was
red
and literally everything changed. Like you could tell he tried to, and this is what I liked. He tried to cater to certain fans of like different albums by like changing the lighting, changing some of the sets around and things like that. It was really cool the way he did that.
Yeah, no, it was sick because like it started like playing and he was like, "This is for the OG XOs," and then like on the screen, like the red panda started appearing. And I was like, "Oh my god, the red panda!" And then the moon turned green. The lighting. I was like, "This is so sick, dude."
Yeah.
And the version of Kiss Land he only does like the first half of Kiss Land, like part of it. And it was like sorry, I'm stuttering. It was like an ambient version of it almost.
It
Which
really was.
Which y'all know I love that kind of stuff, and I thought it was cool. And yeah, no, and so that's the only Kissland thing we got. And obviously I would have liked more Kissland because of how much I love that album. But you know, we got something Kissland related. So
yeah, I think he definitely did enough with it. He sang enough of that song to where it felt satisfying. I can understand why some people wanted more, but I think it was enough for what we got.
I just feel like if he at least added the Belong to the World like pretty medley he did like on like the Asia tour and stuff, like that would have been so. Because listen, the lighting, like just like how many strobe lights there were in the flashing of it, like for Belong to the World, that would have been insane. It would have been crazy. Because if you've seen the videos I've been doing Belong to the World before, like on the other tours and stuff, with the lights and stuff, it would have been amazing. And then you could have had it become more like ambient and more like intimate with like the pretty outro after. Like it would have been very pretty. And so yeah, we got Kissland, and Kissland, that's one of my favorite Weeknd songs. So I got to hear like part of it live, and that was awesome. And it was kind of funny because like if I remember correctly, it kind of like then kind of began like the transition into what I like to call the toxic medley, which was like what was it? It was like Party Monster. No, actually no. It was like what was it? No, so Hurricane. Then it was the Hills. Then I think it was Party Monster.
Yeah.
Then
the Hills is where he started using the pyrotechnics, right? Yeah.
Yeah, no, with the fire, which we could feel from our seats.
We could, and we weren't like that close to the stage, but like we felt it.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. And so yeah, no, and I felt like pyro before, but I was like way closer to the stages before, so I was surprised I felt it.
Yeah, it was really cool. It made you. It felt that much more like it felt that much more visceral, like it.
Totally.
Like you were literally there, which we weren't.
And he usually does use like fire pyro for the Hills, so I'm glad that he's still using it for that. So it was the Hills, and like I think it was Party Monster, and then I believe he went into like Heartless, and then he did like the low life transition, and then I think he did Or Nah. So like it was something like that. So like it was just like
I still don't know why he incorporated Or Nah.
I was so happy about that. I was like, you like the way I flick my tongue. I was like, I was gonna die to it, man. I was
Riley can attest to this. When Or Nah started, I said, "Oh my god, it's the sex song!"
Woo! I was like,
I feel like that's literally what that song is known for. It's like people don't really.
Also, I forgot Often. The version of Often by Mike T and Sam Livingston was great. That was great live. Just like the little toxic section medley of the show. That's what I like to call it.
It was definitely one of the highlights. Great. I think I really liked the way he did that medley. Like every song like fit in seamlessly. Like it was really good.
Absolutely. So yeah, no, that was great. I was getting down to that. Party Monster live also was so good.
Oh yes, that was definitely
and when he did the whole paranoid thing, and he's like, "Let's fucking go!" I was like, "Oh, that show is so good." And so yeah, no, and his stage presence. Listen, he's always had great stage presence, in my opinion. But like he's really mastered his stage presence. Like he is so confident. The way he's moving on stage, you can just tell like,
really well with the audience. I love when one of the best parts to me, and I talked to Violet about this. It's when it was raining, and mind y'all, like it was not even raining that bad. It was like just a little bit, and the Weeknd's like, "You guys worried about the rain?" And we were like, "Fuck no!" And he's like, "I still got more songs to do." Like there were multiple times he says, "I still got more songs to do."
Yeah, I know. And like just to kind of cut forward to the end of the night, but like I think it was either right before Lesson Zero or after Lesson Zero. He was like, I know. Well, it's okay. He was like this might be like the greatest side of my life, and he was like the rain or whatever. I was like, yeah, the rain. The rain was gorgeous. Like it made it like so especially during Less Than Zero for me.
Yeah.
The rain, it made the lights so pretty. Actually, to cut forward to that, so so I kind of already knew a little bit about this. But when you enter the venue, if you go to the show, when you're entering, make sure that you get the wristband that they give out. So they have these like LED wristbands that you put on like your wrists, and they light up during the show. And when they first came on for "I Feel It Coming," like I literally felt it coming, man. I'm just joking. That was the worst song I've ever done in my life. So cringy. Anyways, so like I was saying,
bye.
That was so bad. That was so bad. But like
that was like a me joke. Jesus Christ.
I was trying to word you out.
Oh my God.
That was a bad attempt at weirding you out though. So like the wristbands like have these like two LED lights inside them. And they light up for "I Feel It Coming," "Less Than Zero," and "Blinding Lights." I believe those are the only songs they did it for. And was it "Save Your Tears"? Also, I think it was just "Less Than Zero." That's at the end. But it was like when he's performing "I Feel It Coming" and the chorus hits and they lit up, I was already in tears. Like I was literally crying because I think that I was at the first song. No, it was no. So he did the After Hours title track, then "Out of Time," then "I Feel It Coming." Is that correct?
Yeah.
I think so. So I was literally. We'll get to the After Hours title track at some point.
I'd have to look at the track, like the exact like list.
Yeah, no. So I was like emotional at points during the show so far, but when he did the After Hours title track, I literally was bawling my eyes out, and like I'm not even joking. And then "At a Time" came on, I started bawling again because both of the songs for me are very relatable. I won't lie, and I was just like, meh. And it was the Weeknd, and I was like, oh my god, that is my favorite artist of all time. Singing my first time, oh god. And then "I Feel It Coming" came on, and no, I'm a massive Daft Punk fan, and just like when the lights came on, I was like, everyone was going excited, and I was just like, like
that was one of my favorite parts of the show.
It was one of my favorite parts of the show.
And it was like so the perfect time for those LED lights to come on because we were waiting. Yeah. We were like, when are these gonna come on? We thought they weren't working at first, and then it happened. We're like, oh shit.
Yeah, and amazing technology too. Like whoever developed that, like shout out to them. It was great. And also speaking of Daft Punk, a performance of Starboy with the lights and how they were all flashing, like the strobe. I mean, it was so great. And yeah, no, so Starboy Great was live. Also, that's how I talk for Starboy. So I guess I'll talk about it now. Just to get out of that way. So for me, the moment of the night was when he did some After Hours stuff. Like Faith live was excellent. The crowd went insane for that. But when he did the After Hours title track, that has become one of my very favorite songs of all time. I think that's his best song. And just hearing it live, like he did like "I'm Falling In Too Deep" thing. And I purposely made sure I stayed away from videos of the Philadelphia show of the song because I did not want to get a spoiler from you how he does the song, because I didn't know like what he did live for the song. And so he does like the I'm Falling Into Deep thing. And then out of nowhere, the beat drops for the song, and he does the whole rest of the song, like the whole second half of the song. And like when the beat dropped for it, like I was going insane. And then when the actual verse started, I was just like I have never felt like I was talking to my mom about this. Like I have never felt those kinds of like overwhelming emotions in quite that way ever in my life.
Yeah.
Like you know, like that song really, really helped me last year. And just like it's one of my favorite Weeknd songs, obviously. And I've been waiting so long to hear it live. And just hearing it live and like just the whole song, and then like when he did the outro and had everyone else sing it for him, I was like, this is like the best concert moment ever. I was so emotional. And then he went to "Out of Time," and I was like, well, here we go again. Like it's time to literally, here we go. It was time to cry. Like it was like, I was just a mess. But that for me was the highlight of the night. The After Hours title track. And the production of it, and like just how it all sounded. It was just so beautiful. And yeah, no. And no, and then it didn't help that, like, you know, he started doing like "Is There Someone Else," and just like the production of that, like the dancing and the moon. And they also did like stuff like and also "Die For You." Don't even
Oh,
get me
yeah.
started on After You. That's one of my very favorite Weeknd songs too. And
It's
oh
grown
my
on
god,
me. It's grown on me.
yeah, I'm glad. And dude, just hearing that live was gorgeous. Is There Someone Else live like was amazing. And you know, and then also stuff like Call Out My Name, which he did like, you know, he didn't do like I was interested if he did also I Was Never There was also great live. Like, it's hard to my dear melancholy stuff, but Call Out My Name live, dude. Oh my god, when the drums hit on that, because I wasn't sure, because when he's done it live before, he's only done like an acoustic version of it. So I was happy to see he did like the actual version of like the
Yeah.
drop. It was so sick, and just like the rain of it too. Oh my god, the rain coming, it was beautiful, dude. Yeah, no, it was just fantastic.
It was.
Any thoughts on anything I've just mentioned? Because I'm just going on.
Like I said, I think I Feel It Coming was definitely a big highlight for me. I really enjoyed that one. It was really cool getting to hear him sing I Was Never There live. That's definitely a song that I really do love quite a bit. Yeah, just a lot of really great. After Hours was definitely a highlight for me as well. That's always been one of my favorites, maybe my favorite off that album. So it was really cool getting to see him do that one live.
Yeah, no. And also, and I think after Call Out My Name, he did like the transition into, I think it was to like Wicked Games.
Yeah.
Which was really cool to hear that, like him do like a little bit of like a rendition on that.
And
then,
was that when we had like the little voiceover like beforehand?
No, that was during Save Your Tears. From the Chromatics remix of Blinding Lights.
Yeah, that was really good.
Definitely. Yeah, no, but one of the songs I was really excited to hear live, The Morning. Oh my god. Like, that song has some of my favorite production ever. And when I heard that guitar lick come in and he was like, or any of the OG XO series, it's something like that. And I was like, here we go. And then like I was like, from the morning to the evening, I was like, here we go, dude. Like, it was so good live. And he did like the second verse too, and he cut it off there, but like, oh my god, hearing that live, dude, like I listened to that song so much when I was getting back into the Weekend back in the day. And listen, I know it's just cringy, but like that song just sounds like the morning to me. Like the morning time, the sun's coming up, you're hungover as fuck. Like it, like, you know, like you're just like, what the heck's going on in my life, man? Like, you know, it just encompasses that feeling. And just hearing it live, I was like so good, because that's one of his best songs in my opinion. It's one of my favorite songs from House of Balloons. And just the whole trilogy in general. So yeah, no, it was just lovely. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, that was a really cool performance for sure.
Yeah, no, so it was great. And then
it was a nice little throwback.
Yeah, no, it was great.
Like, So we listened to all of the Weeknd's like discography like before After Hours, and this felt like very like encompassing in that way, because it was kind of like a good mixture of like all the things that we listened to. So
no, totally, and just like it was just really cool to hear like the morning, because like there were times where like I would be getting up for like school like in 2017, for example, and I would just be like miserable, and I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna throw on the morning just to feel the vibe, and so it was just cool to hear that.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, and then I believe after that it was the last 3 songs, right?
Yeah,
I believe so. So Save Your Tears live was great. It was lovely hearing that live. It's
there was a
obviously
part where we had the
fantastic.
audience sing the whole thing.
Yeah, that was lovely.
Oh, you did forget one part. You forgot Crew Love.
Oh, I forgot Crew Love. Thank you very much. I totally forgot Crew Love. Crew Love live was awesome with the lights. He was on like the circle bar for that, and you could tell there were these like lights there, and when like the like do like you could say they were lighting up, and he was jumping. It was so sick, and he had like, you know, singing it. You know, I was throwing up like I was like OVOXO baby. I was throwing up the XO. Like it was so sick. You know, thank you for that. Yeah, no, that was a great moment. You know, Save Your Tears was great live. He did the cool thing, was walking the runway with the Chromatics like voicemail going off. That was great. And yeah, no, any thoughts on that?
I really like Save Your Tears a lot. It's a song that definitely, I will say the one thing I wish you would have gotten, I wish you would have done In Your Eyes. That's one of my favorites off After Hours, and I wish we could have gotten to see that. You know, aside from the obvious, obviously I would have wanted to perform Angel as well because that's my favorite Weeknd song. But you know, that's a whole different
It's a whole different situation. Yeah,
it's a whole different can of worms. I would have liked to see him do In Your Eyes, but Save Your Tears is just as hype. So it was really cool getting to hear that one live. And his connection with the audience was like really strong in that one, I thought.
Absolutely. And then the last two songs, Less Than Zero Live was like the second highlight of the night for me besides After.
Oh, I was get so hyped during that one. I was like,
dude, just like the way the rain was coming down and the lights were coming up. And then at the end, when like he got like on his knees and like he was singing like the ending of the song and like he was like smiling and the rain, I was like, this is so like I was crying.
It was the
I cried the whole night,
element.
Obviously, I was crying profusely the whole show, mostly. But, like, at that point, I was just, like, so drained. And I was like, well, here they come again, man. Like, it was so beautiful. And then it was before that or after he was like, it's probably the greatest night of my life. I was like, oh, my God, Abel. Like, you need to stop, man. You're making me cry way too much, man. Like, it was so gorgeous. And just, like, the way that everyone erupted, and it was just so beautiful. And what are your thoughts on that? Because I know you love that song. That's your favorite song.
Less Than Zero is probably my favorite song off Dawn FM. It's the song I've listened to the most. And I just, that song is just incredible. I've always loved it. I feel like the thing I've always loved about Less Than Zero is it feels like, you know, we have these two albums like full of misery, and Less Than Zero is able finally coming to terms with it and like being able to like kind of like, you know, move past everything, like accept, you know, things like that. It gives you that little bit of like happiness and things like that. And you definitely did feel that, I think, within this song.
You know, totally. It's like an acceptance of it, but it's also still like really, really like sad, you know?
Yeah.
And then you have like Phantom Regret by Jim and the whole like it's very.
It would have been cool if they played that like as we went out, like as exit music or something.
That would have been really sick. Yeah, no, that would have been sick. And then we got the finale. The only complaint I really have, honestly, is there's no encore. I feel like encores were kind of they were a little bit of like, obviously many artists have encores, obviously, but I feel like the Weeknd's encores were always hyped from the videos I saw. So kind of disappointed he's not doing the encore for this. But
yeah, I would have liked to see an encore, especially because I feel like our crowd was definitely not done. There was a guy who kept being like, "Guys, it's only intermission. He's coming back out." And I was
that was hilarious.
As I stepped in somebody's vomit, it was wonderful.
Oh yeah, no, we don't need to talk about that. I feel bad for that guy. So then so the last song is Blinding Lights, which obviously, you know, one of the biggest songs of all time.
Yes.
I obviously love that song. I've absolutely loved it ever since it came out. Y'all should know this because of my reaction. If you haven't out, check it out. And that was just, it was, I don't know, man. It's like, it was just like, I don't know, man. That was just like so beautiful live, and it's ending, and just like, oh man. I mean, do you have any thoughts on Blinding Lights live? It was just like
Blinding Lights is like the definition of like an anthem. Like I think that's the best way to sum it up. I honestly can't think of a better song to close out your set with than Blinding Lights. It's just it's the perfect way of just, you know, kind of just like throwing everything at the wall, really just kind of like, you know, connecting with the audience that last time. I was feeling so hyped after that performance, but I will agree with you. Like, it definitely left me wanting more. I would have liked to see him do an encore, but he left that stage like immediately after, and it was like,
no, that's not true. He did the thing with the dancers that were walking slowly on the stage.
Yeah, that was cool. Cool.
And then he did like the thing with the mic stand, like raising it up, and then like the thank you to the crowd, and that was the end of the show. And yeah, no,
that was really cool too. When like the dancers were like all like moving slowly and things like that. It was,
and the ominous music was playing.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was great.
I will also say there was what was the performance that he did that ended up like just being like the dancers like dancing and things like that, like all the contortions and things like that, because that was definitely a big highlight for me.
What do you mean?
There was one performance that he did, and I forgot what it was, but like the dancers were like in the center, and they were like doing all these like crazy like contortionist stuff and things like that.
Is there someone else?
Okay, yeah, that was it. That was one of my. That was. It might have been.
It might have been that one. Because it might have been something else. But that's the only thing I can think of for now, because they were like really present in that song. Obviously.
Yeah.
It might have been that. You know, that was like, I love the dancers. They were so pretty. They looked amazing.
They were.
Yeah.
They added a lot.
Totally. And yeah, no. Yeah, did you like how we used the stage, like the whole runway aspect of it? Did you like all of
Yeah,
that?
yeah, it was really cool. I haven't really seen a stage quite like that before. And I thought it was really cool the way he really found a way to move throughout the entire thing. And it worked out too, because with it being such a big like stadium, it was like 82,000 seats, something crazy like that. He was able to kind of connect with every single part of the audience. Like there was a point where he was close to us. There was a point where he was close to like the back. There was a point where he was close to like the left side. Like it was really cool the way he found a way to really just kind of like move throughout the entire thing and really just make the most of what he had.
Absolutely. The one other thing I have to say with the concert is I'm assuming he still uses his live band. They were not like on the stage as far as I'm aware, but
That was something I know you talked
I'm
to me
assuming
about.
they were there because we heard them doing like sound checks stuff. They were doing rehearsals with him. They killed it. I'm assuming they're there because we heard them doing sound check and it sounded like it was all live production. And it was great. Yeah, no, so I think and it left the stage and it was very emotional and we've seen the weekend live. And I guess with that, I guess we can wrap it up here. Thank you again everyone who watched. It was a beautiful night. Again, I will be doing a separate video of my on my own about this tour and concert that'll be coming out very soon. But any other thoughts you have, Kevin? Anything else you want to say with the show? And thank you again for
Yeah,
joining me.
I mean, I meant to say this from the beginning, but like literally getting to go to this concert alone was a blessing, but getting to see it with the person that got me into the weekend, it really just felt so fulfilling in that way. It was such an amazing moment. I think, aside from how stressful things were afterwards, I definitely wouldn't have changed it for anything. I had a really great time getting to see this concert. It was a really, really incredible experience. And as someone who hasn't seen a concert since like, I don't know, fucking 2010. This was just really great to actually get to see like one with like a huge crowd and everyone just like being so excited and things like that. Yeah. There were like these people behind us who like they kept being like the Weeknd's got to show up, show the Weeknd, things like that. There was
Listen, this is very random. But if by any chance the free girls that were standing behind us during the concert see this, y'all were amazing. And their energy was exactly what I needed. It was amazing.
And also the girl that kept cheering, Abel, Abel. It was like
it was great. It was great.
The funniest parts I thought was when like nothing was happening and the crowd was doing it, and Violet just turns to me and she's like
So
when they kept doing the wave and things like that.
That was great. For some reason, we're all just waiting for the Weeknd to go on stage, and someone just started doing the wave, so we all just started doing the wave. Like
and then how many times did they have to hold up their phone and just like?
Yeah, like it was just like I was like after like the third time I was like, okay, like we don't need to keep doing the wave. They did like one more time, and I didn't even do it that one time. I was like, okay, we get it, like the wave, or we're waiting for the Weeknd. And so so that is that. Obviously I had a great time. Again, I'm saving some more of my thoughts for my own video. So I'll get into some more like personal stuff in that one video of mine, which will be coming out soon. So it's kind of like a part one, but so with that, thank you for joining me, Kevin. Thank you everyone who watched live, and thank you everyone who watches it after. I really appreciate it. Anyone who still cares about thoughts on the weekend or my friends' thoughts on the weekend, thank you. Y'all are beautiful, amazing people. And with that, I will say goodbye. I'm still really bad at doing outros, as you can tell, Kevin. I mean, you're the expert. You got the signature outro. So
bye.
But thank you all again for watching, and I hope everyone has a great night. And I will see all of y'all again very soon for my own solo video on this tour. So with that, much love to all of y'all, and XO forever. So
XO forever. Yes, I was about to say that.
XO till we overdose. And so alrighty. Woo!